Welcome to a special edition of Crawford County Outdoors. We are in Hartstown today for the Veterans Hunt. This is 2023. This will be the third time. Unfortunately, it got canceled due to the pandemic, but we're back today. So I'm really looking forward to getting out there, taking my dogs out, and we've got some great veterans out there and tons of volunteers out there. So enjoy the show. Stay with us. Joining us now, Doc Osborne. So tell us a little bit of history here about this Veterans Hunt project. This is right on your property here.
This was the idea of Corey Salai, who wanted to repay his uncle for serving as a veteran. Corey Salai has a history of hunting our farm with my kids, and so he remembered those from his youth days, and he said, "Can we use your farm to have a veterans hunt?" I'm a veteran myself. I have two sons that serve, and I said, "Hell yes, you can use my farm." And we did this, the first one 3 years ago.
And then the pandemic came.
And then the pandemic came, and the third year we canceled. The next year we had it in a blizzard.
Well, that was quite something. I remember last year
it was terrible.
40 mile an hour wind and 14-degree temperature. Yes,
but we still got it done. And then this year, the weather was beautiful this year, and I think everybody had a good time. There was a lot of shooting.
Well, that was a super. I was thrilled to get out there with my dogs and to get them some work, and I just love to see the guys get people getting behind them, and you know, people showing their enthusiasm, you know, for our veterans and so on. How does that feel to you?
Oh, it's really satisfying. I really enjoy putting this on for.
I think there's more
the veterans.
More volunteers that come out than there are.
Yeah, I can't believe the people that actually followed the hunters, almost like a golf tournament, a pro golf tournament. Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
So do you think this will be going on some more down the road?
Yeah, I think so. We have 4 basic organizers. They do all the work. Ryan Klink, Corey Sly, Tom Cochran, and so I'm sure, you know, they get as much pleasure out of as the veterans, I'm sure.
Can you talk for just a second about your veteran experience, about your military experience?
Yeah, I actually entered the Army after the graduation of dental school. Served 3 years in the Army Dentac at Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and got very good training, additional training than what a typical dental school would allot you.
I have family members who also were in medical, coming through and served in the military, and it's that's a big component of what you need to have in the military. So, just one last thing, that the fact that people are well, my cousin served in Vietnam, and he came back, and he gets to the airport, and every single person that was in his platoon died. Their place was overrun, and his commander thought that might happen, and let him come home a few days early, and then every single person in his group got. He gets to the Pittsburgh airport, and people are screaming at him, "You dirty baby killer!" Whatever.
I remember those days.
That was just. I can't believe that. I can't believe that actually happened, and I'm so happy that that's not the case anymore.
Yeah. No, I think veterans are very much more respected these days.
And they should be.
Sure, they make great sacrifices. It's incredible when you hear of people doing 10 tours in Iraq or Afghanistan. I said, that's just incredible.
Oh, for sure. Well, thank you for your service, and thanks for having us out.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Well, like I said, there was a lot of birds out there that I'm pretty sure are still out there. I bet you half the birds are still out there.
Okay.
But we've seen quite a few, a lot of misses, but there was a lot of good shooting. I just wanted to thank all the bird handlers, all the guys that brought their dogs and continue to do this every year. I know some of them, they've come back every year since they started this. And it's selfless that they're going out of their way to help the people who have served this country.
I think we have as many volunteers out today as we have veterans out here today.
I believe there was, because I assumed that there was 12 shooters in my group, and I knew there was only 5.
Oh,
so
wow.
There was quite a few dog handlers in our group. I believe we had at least 5 dog handlers.
Can you talk for a second about your experience in the military?
I was in the Air Force. I got out quite a while ago, obviously. I got out in 1990. I was in for like 7 years. I was up in Alaska. Now it's completely changed. I can't imagine some of them people up there now with the way that the world's going now with Russia and Ukraine. That I know that they're intercepting a lot of Russian vets now. That it was more of a Cold War thing when I was up there. We intercepted quite a few then, but I can't even imagine what those guys are going through now up there.
Well, thanks for your service.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. And we appreciate everybody coming out to help here, and I'm thrilled you guys could come out.
I'm glad to see as many veterans as I see, and a lot of the younger guys that should be here.
Awesome. Well, thanks.
Thank you again.
Good job, Butch. Good job. Find those birds. Find those birds. Find those birds. Find them, Crash. Find them. Good job. Find them. I don't think there's one buried there. He's gonna dig for it. You can sort of tell when they're on when their nose will like go to the ground and they'll start spinning around, when they. So you just kind of have to watch them, and then you can sort of tell just from their body language. If you see sky, you're good to shoot. I mean, if the bird is surrounded by sky, you're good. Oh, he's excited over there. I'd say move up, guys. Looks like he's working over there. Oh, look at that! Look down the row. Look down the row. They're standing on the path down here. There's 2 of them, one way down there and one right here. I think you might be on one over there, behind you. There it is. There it is. Oh, there comes one. That's a root. Yeah. Nice shot. Good shot. Fetch. Fetch it up. Fetch. Good job. Good job. Good job. You have a pouch?
No, I don't. I got a pouch.
Yeah, way to go. Good job.
I think you hit that one. Definitely got that one.
Somebody got that? One of the dogs picked that up? Whoa, there's one. Good job, Crash. You found it. That one's going to land in the tree. That one almost hit you and me. comes one. Here comes one. Going. Yeah! Alright, it's going right over by that pond. Alright. Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Yeah! That one went down right over here, right? Dead bird, fetch! Dead bird, fetch! Here comes one. Yeah! Alright! Good! Crash! Dead bird, fetch! Dead bird, fetch! Dead bird, fetch! Fetch it! Is it on this side of the path or on the... Oh, he's got it. He's got it. Atta boy! Good job. Hold, hold! Give, give. Nice. Good shot. They might be on one in there. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, nice. Nice. Fetch it, Crash, fetch! Fetch it up, Crash! It was right in front of you. Good job. That's Crash. Crash! Fetch! Fetch! Fetch it up! Hold, hold, hold. Give, give. Okay, okay. Good. I think Butch is on one. Let's move up a little bit. Oh, it's on the ground. It's coming at us. Coming at us. There it is. Nice. All right. Well done. Well done. Fetch. Oh, the lab's got it. Fetch. Looks like the lab's on one up there. Yeah, there it comes, there it comes! That one's hit. There it is, there it is, there it is! Good shot, good shot. Nice. Here it comes, here it comes. That one's hit. That one's hit. Yeah. Maybe you're running in front of us still. Or there he goes. There's a hen right here. How did I miss that? So there's something that's pretty interesting. Say again what that's called?
Melanistic. They call it a melanistic color phase.
That's awesome. All right.
And I think the Game Commission put a few out because I saw one out on McMichael Road.
Oh, wow.
This past season.
How about that? All right. Well, we're going to go to Chef Lisa now for some cooking some recipe here. So that's going to be great. So stick with us. Well, welcome, Chef Lisa. Lisa
Hello.
Beck.
Hello.
So, Lisa, the Veterans Hunt. I told a bunch of the guys, make sure to watch the show because
Absolutely.
Lisa's going to have a great recipe for you, so you'll know what to do with your pheasant when you get
That's
home.
right. That's a lot of pressure, Dwayne.
And then the second thing, now we've talked about this before. This did not come from the Veterans Hunt.
No.
In fact, when I pulled it out of the freezer, it's had the same date on as the one that we did for the Pheasant Hunt show back in the end of November.
That's
so I think
perfect.
this is the other bird that we got that day.
That's great. Yeah, we don't take the veterans pheasants.
I would never in a million years, and the same
No.
with the youth hunt, I would never
Right.
take from them. It's like, I'm a hunter, I stick them in the freezer and we got them all boned up and everything. So, but of course you got to take the bird and you have to take the knife and go down the breastbone on both sides.
Very carefully,
Cut it
yes.
up in little pieces. There's a little bit of meat on the
Yep,
wings.
yep.
There's a little bit of meat on the back.
Right.
Definitely great meat on the thighs. And then if you're going to use the drumsticks, you have to kind of strip them because there's tendons and ligaments and stuff in there.
Correct.
So you kind of hold it with your thumb and then you strip it with the fillet knife. But then you come up with maybe like 1.5 pounds, something
Yeah.
like that of pheasant.
And that's
it's
about what
all-
we need, about a pound and a half. You can use more,
Okay.
but that's perfect.
Well, what was your idea for the recipe for today?
So this is a casserole, and you can beef this up, but the way we're going to do it, no pun intended, because we're not doing beef.
Okay.
We're using 1.5 pounds of pheasant, so this is going to be a pheasant asparagus casserole.
Cool.
Okay, you could
Okay.
put this over rice, you could do noodles, you could do whatever. We're just doing the basics.
Okay.
And it's, I always tend to want to have things real healthy. There's a little fat in this one, but we've got some healthy meat. So, and
Oh,
we've got veggies. So
Nothing
you know.
healthier than pheasants.
That's right. That's right.
Maybe venison, but
Maybe
I mean
yeah.
the two of them they're very healthy.
That's right. So we have about 1.5 pounds of pheasant,
Okay.
and we've got our pan going. So we're going to drop about 4 tablespoons of butter in there, and
When you brown it in the butter, then it just kind of browns them.
it
Yeah.
sure does. So I'm going to put you in charge of this, Dwayne.
Yay.
And you are going to brown up this pheasant for me.
Okay.
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 So we're going to do that. That's all yours. And it should brown up pretty quickly.
And as you can see, it's all
It's all cut up into little pieces.
little pieces
I'll take that from you.
from the boning.
Yep.
Maybe we should do that again sometime just to show people again.
We could,
Because it's
yeah.
been several years ago that we did that.
It's been a while. It was back around the time we made the pheasant Christmas ornaments.
Oh,
So that's been a while.
Okay, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just so everybody knows, I took a nice big pound of asparagus, or a nice big bunch, and I cut it into 1-inch pieces, and I steamed it for about 3 minutes. So that's already started.
Okay.
And then I'm going to reach over here, and I'm going to take, this is going to be our pan. And so I'm going to spray this. You usually do that, but I know you're busy. So, and then once that's done, we're going to take it out. And then we're going to put in, I've got a nice big container of mushrooms, and I slice them up.
Okay.
And we're going to saute them with about 1/2 cup of onions, right in the same pan.
Okay.
Okay. And then, but those are browning up really nice.
It's browning quickly too.
Yeah, I figured they would. That pan does a really good job of heating up and staying warm. So
I bet you everybody can hear the sizzle.
I'm sure they can, but they can't smell it.
No.
'Cause they don't have smell-o-vision.
We keep talking about it.
I know.
I don't know how you fix that one.
I don't know.
I don't know how that. Yeah.
I think we could make $1 million or $2 million if we could figure that one out. But yeah, I'm not really big on inventing. I may be able to invent a recipe here and there, but other than that, I don't
Inventing
have it.
smell-o-vision. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It looks good. And again, I say this every time, you can use chicken for this. If you don't have a pheasant or you're not big into wild game, get yourself out some chicken, slice it up into small pieces. You can do the exact same thing.
Okay.
So yeah, we're using some butter. We're going to use some heavy cream, whipping cream. We're going to use 2 different kinds of cheeses.
Oh.
I don't
okay.
typically use Gouda cheese
Okay.
in my recipes, but this one calls for it, so I'm
Interesting.
excited. Yeah. Yeah.
So this year, I think, was the first time I got some of the veterans to actually wear a camera this time.
Oh,
So
that's great.
there was a couple times when I think you'll be able to see, I think the folks will have been able to see it. Two birds came right at him, and bang, and then he turns the gun, bang.
Oh
they
my
were coming in
gosh.
from different angles there. That was great.
Now, how many veterans did you have?
I think there were 22 or 20,
that's
something
fantastic.
like that. And it's interesting. The volunteers, there's actually about twice as many volunteers that show up to make that thing work.
That's wonderful.
And you know what? I don't blame them. I mean, it's like I feel the same way. The veterans are awesome. I mean, what they did for us.
That's right. That's right.
And what they continue
My
to do for
heart
us.
is there for them. We, thankful every day for our veterans.
So that's one of my favorite events of the year, is to get out there for that veterans hunt.
I know it is. That's a wonderful thing that you do.
Oh, just a tiny little bit of pink
just a little
here.
bit more. I'm just going to give you a little more heat there, Dwayne.
Okay. The pink's almost gone.
Yep. You want to get them to start being a little bit browned, and I see that on some of them, so it's not going to take us real long. This is a quick meal. It really is, because we've got our oven. We preheated it at 375.
Okay.
So it's ready to. I'm sorry, 350. It's ready to go. Of course, I did one earlier, so we'll have one right away to taste.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, this is a pretty quick dish. Yeah, that's browning up really nice.
Okay, the pink is all gone now. We'll let it brown a little bit there.
Right
Oh, one little speck of pink.
Speck of
Okay.
pink.
Here.
There, turn her over.
Turn
there
you over.
Go.
Okay. Oh, there's another little speck over there. Okay.
It's hiding on you.
We'll turn that one over.
That looks good. It's like I said, a nice good container of button mushrooms, and you know what? You can do more. I mean, really, this could be doubled, and you could make a lot more. Whoops,
Did I
we got
just
to
knock
run
a piece
away.
out? Hey,
Got to
okay.
have that.
Pheasants are very, they're very active. They want to run. Yeah, okay.
They want to run. They
Run
want
and
to
jump.
fly.
Want to jump. That one jumped. Okay.
Yeah. And so, you can double this to your liking. It's not anything that couldn't be done easily.
Okay.
Let's say that piece, that one right there. There you go. Looks good. I say another minute, we'll pull it out. We're going to put it right in here, and then we're going to put the asparagus right on top.
Okay.
So we're going to keep that heat up because we've got some other things to put in that pan.
It's one thing when you're boning. I mean, you have the breast pieces, and they're each like maybe this big around or whatever.
Right.
And then I cut them up, in each one maybe into like 12 or 15 pieces or whatever. And then the pieces that come off the thighs, they're just tiny. Just
Right.
kind of naturally tiny. So you've got pieces that are the size of your thumbnail. You got pieces the size of your little bitty fingernail. You got all different sizes of pieces of that.
And I like how they're smaller.
And that's okay.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
that's okay.
Right. Looking good, Dwayne.
It's browning a little bit now.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I'm not seeing any more pink.
Ooh, that looks great.
Yeah.
And who would have thought pheasant and butter would smell so good? Usually we're throwing garlic in there, and it smells fantastic. Turn it down just a little, and we'll start pieces you think are ready. We're going to start taking out and just spread them in there.
Some ones that are already kind of browned a little bit, move them over. Okay.
Yep. I got a spoon here so I can spread them out. Perfect. Get this out of the way so our viewers can see what we're doing here. That's the nice thing about a clear dish. You can see what's going on.
Okay. Jumping again.
They are. Those birds.
They're jumpers. Okay.
Perfect. Turn her down there.
This year we didn't have the 40-mile-an-hour wind and the 14 degrees like we had last year.
That's right.
I remember, I think we had video of it. This bird jumped and it's flapping, trying to go straight into the wind. And it was like locked in.
And
it was like it wasn't moving at all.
Yeah.
That didn't happen this year.
No,
that was different this year.
It was pretty crazy.
Last year that was brutal.
Even when we did our hunt, was that last year or was it 2 years now?
That was 2 years.
That was a windy day.
It was very, very brisk that day.
Oh,
Yes, it was.
Cold and windy.
It's funny when the birds go with the wind, they're like rocket ships.
Yeah, they are.
When they go into the wind,
it's like they're frozen.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah. That is funny. Oh, that's perfect. And see, it's nice. It coats about in the pan. Now you could do more. You could, you could do a couple birds. You could do a couple pounds of chicken. It wouldn't matter. We're just going to leave everything in, a little bit of butter, and there's drippings in there. And I'm going to have you start. This is only going to take about a minute or so to get the mushrooms and the onions going.
Okay.
And we're going to saute those. Perfect. A couple of runaway onions there.
So onions are jumpers too, huh?
Yes, they are.
They must know those pheasants.
And as I said, I'm going to put the asparagus over the top of the pheasant.
So that was only cooked just for a real short time.
About 3 minutes. It was
3 minutes,
steamed.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
that's about all we need. And you just want to layer it over nice. I'm going to get our other ingredients ready. Some interesting ingredients here.
Okay.
We'll talk about them as I get them all over here. I don't want to get my cord unplugged. So you might have to move a little with me here, Dwayne, so I can reach the Dijon mustard.
I think I unplugged it before I stepped on it. Okay.
Oh, no.
We'll put it there.
Okay, there we go. All right. So we have a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and a half a teaspoon of ground thyme.
Okay.
We have a half a cup of chicken broth, about a tablespoon of lemon juice. We have roughly a quarter cup of mayonnaise.
Oh, okay.
We're going to do about a tablespoon of Dijon mustard and about 3/4 of a cup of heavy whipping cream.
Oh,
okay. We're going to add it all there once we get that sauteed. And it needs about another minute. Looks like it's sauteing up really
onions are
well.
almost clear there, and when they're clear, that means it's done, right?
Well, when they're clear, but we want to also make sure the mushrooms get a good.
A little brown.
Yeah, they take a little bit longer.
Okay.
What happens first is those onions start to sweat, and then they get translucent. But we want them start to caramelize, not get to that point, but where the mushrooms are done, that's about where they'll be at.
Okay.
So that smells and looks great. This is my thing. If I can put more vegetables in the meal, I'm happier. So we've got 3 different really good vegetables in here: onions, mushrooms, and of course my favorite, asparagus.
So it's really healthy to start with, and then when you put vegetables on, that's even more healthy.
So who cares if there's heavy whipping cream and butter in it, right? And you know what? You can substitute. You could use a little milk. You could thicken it up, with some cornstarch. We're just making it the way we're going to make it today, the way the recipe calls. And it's going to be good.
Okay. Okay.
So, but you can, I do it all the time. I make changes. So
everything's always good, Lisa. Everything you've done has been just phenomenal over the years.
You,
That's
Dwayne.
the best.
Well, I love to cook, and if it's not good, my family won't eat it. So I have some incentive there. I'm going to turn this down just a little bit because you're about there, because they're going to continue to cook. Okay.
The veterans are watching too, because they're going to be thrilled to
Thanks, veterans.
see a recipe here.
Okay. So we're going to add our liquid and our spices. So we're going to put in our chicken broth.
Broth in first, okay.
Yeah, and you notice it turns out. We're going to bring it back up again.
Cool it down a little bit.
We're going to put in our heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
And Dwayne, if you'd like to change to this, you can. And then you can just set that in that bowl. I'm going to put in our spices, our salt, our pepper, our thyme, and lemon juice. Get our mayo going. I thought mayo and Dijon, that's an interesting combination. It's almost like a sandwich, but it's not. And I'm gonna eyeball this for all those good chefs out there, sorry, but it's gonna be about a tablespoon. There we go. And we'll bring that back up. And once we bring that back up, there's a jumping onion right here, Dwayne. I'm throwing it in there.
Another jumper.
Yep.
Okay.
We're gonna unplug this when we're done, and we're just gonna pour it over.
Okay.
Okay. But we wanna bring it up. We're gonna bring the heat up, and it's gonna start to thicken a little bit and reduce a little.
It's not thick yet. I can.
No.
It's
No.
almost feels kind of like a real like natured soup here at this point.
Like tomato soup that's not thickened.
So we want it to thicken. Okay.
Yeah. And as it reduces, it will. And we don't need it to thicken up a lot. We just want to, bring it up to a certain temperature and get it to start to thicken up a little bit. And then, and if it doesn't get real thick, that's still okay. But it will a little bit. And then we'll just pour it over the top. Then we're going to put cheese on top of this.
Yay.
And then we're going to bake it for 30 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got it up to a boil. That's good.
Oh, bubbling here. Okay,
Yeah.
yep, starting to boil.
Yeah.
So when it starts to boil, you turn it down just a hair?
Just a little.
Okay.
I mean, we don't really need, we just need to bring it up. And
Okay.
now we need it to thicken. And as
Okay.
it reduces, because you see we're losing liquid here,
Okay.
it will thicken. That looks great. So you
That
don't have
smells
to.
great, too.
Yeah, it does. You don't have to overcook the mushrooms and onions because you're still cooking them here. We're going to stick
And then
them
they're
in.
going to go in the oven
And then
also.
they're going to go in
Okay.
the oven. Yeah. Oh, I can really smell that now. It's thickening up.
It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah. So I'm going to turn it even down a little bit more. And we're about ready. We'll give it another 30 seconds, minute, and then we're going to pour it over this. That looks great. Yeah, smells fantastic.
So the organization that organizes the whole thing is called Freedom Hunters.
Okay.
And then they connect with Pheasants Forever to bring dog trainers, dog trainers and dog handlers in.
Sure.
And, I think there were as many dogs there as there were hunters this time.
wow.
It was really something.
That's
It was
nice.
great.
That is great. Okay, I think we're good.
It looks really great.
Okay, so I'm just going to unplug this because we're
Okay.
going to lift it and we're going to pour it over.
Can I give you the spoon?
Yes, you sure
Okay,
can.
so should we do it this way?
Yeah,
Okay,
and just from a corner.
like that?
Yep. And just want to try to. And then I'll spread it. I want to get every last onion.
Mm.
There we go. So I'm just going to spread it. Like I said, you can double this. Whoops, I'll just set that down. And you could serve rice with this or noodles.
Look at that.
Isn't that
Wow.
beautiful? So now we're going to take, and this is great because you can get Gouda cheese in slices. And we're just going to lay it over the top. Love Gouda cheese. And then we're going to take some Parmesan.
Okay.
We're just going to put it over it. And then this goes into a preheated 350 oven for 30 minutes. It's already warm, so it just needs to be heated up a little bit more and melted.
Wow.
And that's it. So let's get this in the oven so we
Yay.
can be taste testers.
Okay.
All right.
So Lisa, are we ready?
We are ready.
I don't know why. This is always my favorite part of the show.
Mine too. I wonder why.
Oh, wow.
Look at that.
Oh, my.
Wow. Okay, Dwayne.
A little bubbling going on
Little
there.
bubbling going
Okay.
on. You're right. Now this is super hot. Look at this. Whoa. I'm gonna have you.
Hang
hold-
on.
Yes,
I can
please.
do that.
We don't really have a good setup there, but you can see there's liquid in the bottom. So if you put this over a little rice,
Yeah, sure.
just do a little.
I mean, you could even do if you wanted to do noodles
You
or
could.
something like that. Yeah,
You
okay.
absolutely could. And if you let this sit for a few minutes, it will thicken up even more.
Okay. Did we come up with an official name for this one?
Pheasant and asparagus casserole.
Pheasant asparagus casserole.
Yes.
That's a great one. All right.
Oh, gosh, so many different things in here to get on my fork. Whoops.
Oh, wow.
That's a runaway asparagus that I must have on my fork.
Lisa, that is awesome.
Thank you.
Mm. Wow.
That's good.
I think we're going to be doing this one a lot at my house.
Yeah, I think we're going to be doing it more here.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
Well, Lisa, thanks for the awesome recipe.
Oh, you're welcome.
Big thanks to the veterans, A, for their service,
Right.
and B, for coming out to Veterans Hunt Day. I mean, that
Yes.
was awesome.
And the helpers that came.
And thanks for the volunteers that came out,
Yeah.
too. That was super. And thank you to the folks at home for joining us on Crawford County Outdoors. And we will talk to you next time. And I can't wait to finish
That
my casserole
Shore
here.
casserole, that cheese. Oh,
Mm.